The public dislike count. On November 10, 2021, YouTube announced that the public dislike count on all videos would be hidden from viewers. Creators could still see their dislike counts in YouTube Studio. The number would no longer appear next to the thumbs down button for anyone watching. YouTube's stated reason: protecting smaller creators from coordinated dislike campaigns, where groups organize to dislike a specific video to harm its standing. The unstated consequence: the dislike count was the single most reliable signal for identifying broken tutorials, misleading how-to videos, scam content, and fundamentally incorrect information. Before the removal, opening a tutorial with 300 likes and 2,000 dislikes told you everything you needed to know in under a second. After the removal, you have to watch the video to find out it doesn't work. The public signal was not primarily used to harm creators. It was primarily used by viewers to evaluate whether a video was worth watching. YouTube removed a viewer protection tool and described it as a creator protection tool. The market response was immediate. Within weeks of the removal, a browser extension called Return YouTube Dislike was released, open source, built by developers who disagreed with the decision. The extension uses a combination of archived data from before December 13, 2021, when YouTube's API removed dislike access, and crowdsourced data from extension users to estimate current dislike counts. The extension has over 6 million users on Chrome alone. 6 million people installed a third-party tool to restore a function the platform removed. The demand signal is unambiguous. Annotations. YouTube annotations were interactive text boxes creators could place over their videos at any point in the timeline. They allowed branching choose-your-own-adventure videos. Clicking one annotation would take you to a different video, clicking another would take you somewhere else. An entire genre of interactive YouTube content was built on this system between 2008 and 2016. They allowed creators to link to related content, correct outdated information in video, and add context to specific moments without editing and re-uploading. Some creators used annotations to build genuinely immersive experiences. Horror videos where your choices determined the ending. Comedy sketches with multiple paths. Quiz formats where selecting the wrong answer sent you to an explanation video. None of this is reproducible with any tool YouTube currently offers. The specific loss that nobody discusses: thousands of educational videos used annotations to correct factual errors discovered after upload. A science video that explained something incorrectly could have an annotation appear at the relevant moment reading, "Update." This has since been corrected. The pinned comment has the accurate information. A history video could have annotations flagging that the date shown was later disputed. A technology tutorial could have annotations noting that the software had updated and these steps no longer applied. When YouTube stopped allowing new annotations on May 2, 2017, and removed all existing annotations on January 15, 2019, every correction that had been added to every video disappeared permanently. A viewer watching a 2015 tutorial in 2020 would have seen the correction the creator added in 2016. A viewer watching the same tutorial in 2026 sees only the original error, with no indication anything was wrong. There was no migration path for corrections. The replacement YouTube offered, end screens and cards, allows links to other videos and external sites, but does not allow creators to place text corrections over specific moments in a video. End screens appear only in the final 20 seconds. A correction to something said at the 3-minute mark of a 30-minute video cannot be placed there. The correction layer that existed from 2008 to 2019 has no equivalent. The reason YouTube gave: annotations were not compatible with mobile viewing, which now represented the majority of watch time. The reason that doesn't fully satisfy: YouTube had 2 years of advance notice between the mobile shift and the removal decision. They built end screens and cards instead of a mobile-compatible annotation system. They chose which problem to solve: YouTube's private messaging system. YouTube had a legacy private messaging system that let viewers and creators communicate directly on the platform. It was removed on July 9, 2018, replaced, YouTube said, with a new direct messaging system that would be better. The new direct messaging system was itself then removed on September 18, 2019. YouTube built a replacement for something that worked, then removed the replacement. The result? The only platform with over 2 billion monthly users that has no native way for creators and viewers to communicate privately. Every creator who wants to reach their audience outside of comments is forced to redirect people to Instagram, Twitter, Discord, or email, none of which are YouTube products. YouTube's explanation for the second removal: low usage. The reason usage was low: the new messaging system was harder to find and less functional than what it had replaced, which had driven users away from it before it was removed. YouTube is the only major content platform in the world without private messaging between its users. That outcome required two separate decisions to produce. YouTube Originals. In 2016, YouTube launched its original content program, scripted series, documentaries, and creator-driven shows available exclusively through YouTube Premium. YouTube's budget for originals was reported to be in the hundreds of millions of dollars per year, far smaller than Netflix's spending, which made it difficult to compete on quality scripted programming. The catalog included Cobra Kai, which later moved to Netflix when YouTube stepped back from scripted content in 2018, as well as documentaries featuring Justin Bieber, Kevin Hart, and major creators. On January 18, 2022, YouTube's chief business officer Robert Keinkel announced YouTube Originals was shutting down, with remaining contracted shows completed, and then the program wound down. The content that had been behind YouTube Premium was made free before the shutdown. Then most of it quietly disappeared from the platform as contracts and licensing agreements expired. YouTube entered the streaming wars with a significant budget, produced content for 6 years, lost its flagship show to Netflix, and exited without a press conference, without an acknowledgement of the total spent, and without a public archive of everything that had been produced. The streaming bet was made, lost, and silently retired. The Video Enhancements Editor. YouTube had a built-in video editor accessible after upload, a feature most viewers never saw because it lived inside YouTube Studio, visible only to the creator. It allowed creators to trim the beginning or end of a video, blur faces or license plates for privacy, add music from YouTube's free audio library, and, most critically, cut sections out of an already published video without deleting it. This last feature was the one that mattered most. If a published video contained a section with copyrighted music that triggered a Content ID claim, the Enhancements Editor allowed the creator to surgically remove only that section. The video remained published. The view count remained intact. The comments remained. The algorithm position remained. Only the problematic section was removed. If a creator had misspoken at a specific moment, stated a fact incorrectly, given outdated information, they could remove that moment without losing everything the video had accumulated. YouTube progressively removed enhancements features starting in August 2018. The trimming and cutting functions were gone entirely by 2022, with only a limited face blur tool retained. The result: the only option for a creator who needs to cut something from a published video is to delete it and re-upload. Deleting and re-uploading resets view counts to 0. All comments are gone. Any algorithmic momentum, the watch time history, the engagement signals that told YouTube's algorithm the video was worth recommending, is abandoned. A video with 2 million views and a section containing copyrighted music requires the creator to choose between accepting a Content ID claim permanently or deleting a 2 million view video and starting from nothing. The Enhancements Editor made that choice unnecessary. Its removal made it unavoidable. YouTube has not offered a replacement that provides equivalent functionality. Public subscriber count transparency, the precision YouTube removed. In September 2019, YouTube changed how subscriber counts are displayed publicly. Before the change, a channel with 4,231,847 subscribers displayed the exact number. After the change, the same channel displays 4.23 million. YouTube's stated reason: reducing creator stress by removing the visible impact of individual subscriber losses. The practical consequence: independent researchers, journalists, and viewers who track channel growth as a proxy for content quality or creator credibility lost access to precise data that had been freely available for 15 years. Combined with the hidden dislike count introduced 2 years later, YouTube removed 2 separate data points that viewers use to evaluate content quality independently. The exact subscriber count told you not just how big a channel was, but how fast it was growing or declining. Information visible when you checked the count daily. The abbreviated count tells you neither with the precision that made it useful. YouTube framed both changes as creator welfare improvements. Both changes reduced the information available to viewers. The 5-star rating system. Before YouTube introduced the thumbs up and thumbs down system, videos were rated on a 5-star scale. The 5-star system distinguished between good content, bad presentation, and bad content, good presentation in a way that a binary cannot. A tutorial that was technically accurate but poorly edited might receive 3 stars from viewers who found it useful but frustrating. A highly polished video containing misinformation might receive 1 star from the viewers who caught the error. The thumb system collapsed that nuance into a binary that could not carry the same information. In 2021, YouTube then hid the dislike count from that binary system. YouTube has now reduced viewer feedback from 5 data points to 1 visible data point, the like count, in approximately 12 years. Each step was presented as a simplification. Each step reduced the information available for viewers to evaluate what they were about to watch. The chronological subscription feed. Until 2016, the subscription feed on YouTube was simple. You subscribed to a channel. Every video that channel uploaded appeared in your feed, in chronological order, without exceptions. The subscription was a commitment. I want to see everything this channel makes. YouTube would honor that commitment by showing you everything in the order it was published. This made YouTube genuinely competitive with broadcast television for audience loyalty. A creator who built a subscriber base had a reliable, direct channel to that audience that didn't depend on an algorithm's daily mood. In 2016, YouTube replaced chronological subscriptions with an algorithmic feed that predicts what you will engage with and surfaces that, rather than everything from every channel you subscribe to. The stated reason: helping viewers discover the content they'd enjoy most from their subscriptions. The measured consequence: creators who had built subscriber bases found that a fraction of their subscribers were seeing new uploads. Views that had previously come from the subscription feed dropped significantly for many channels almost immediately after the algorithmic change. A channel with 1 million subscribers was no longer reaching 1 million people when they uploaded. They were reaching the fraction of those subscribers that YouTube's algorithm predicted would engage with the specific video. The subscription button has not functioned as a subscription in the traditional sense since 2016. It functions as a signal to the algorithm that this type of content is relevant to you. Whether the algorithm shows you the next video from a channel you chose to follow is its decision, not yours. YouTube never described this change as what was happening. The notification bell, added alongside the algorithm change, was presented as the way to ensure you saw all content from channels you subscribed to. The notification bell requires an additional action beyond subscribing to receive the content a subscription was supposed to deliver automatically. YouTube effectively charged subscribers a second opt-in for the service the first opt-in was supposed to provide. The word subscribe remained on the button throughout. It describes something the button no longer does. The channel discussion tab. Community conversations deleted without warning. YouTube channels once had a discussion tab, a dedicated space where viewers could post questions, start conversations, and build community separate from any specific video. When YouTube expanded community posts as the channel communication tool for larger creators, the discussion tab was removed. The removal was not a migration. The comments from discussion tabs were not transferred to community posts. They were deleted. Years of viewer questions, creator responses, community conversations, and searchable information gone permanently, with no export option, no archive, and no notice adequate to what was being removed. The discussion tab had served as an informal knowledge base for many channels, a place where a viewer's question from 3 years ago had an answer that saved other viewers' time. It no longer exists in any form. The content it contained is not accessible anywhere. The pattern: every feature on this list was removed with a stated reason that focused on creators, safety, or improvement. Every removal made the viewer experience worse in a specific, measurable way. None of the removals were reversed despite documented demand. The return YouTube dislike extension's 6 million users. The vocal campaigns for annotation replacements. The creator outcry over the subscription algorithm. The consistency is worth naming. YouTube's relationship with its users involves a structural asymmetry. YouTube controls the platform, and the users, both viewers and creators, have no negotiating position. When YouTube removes a feature, the options are to accept the removal, install a third-party workaround, or leave the platform. The third option removes you from the audience for all the content you watch, and, for creators, abandons years of built-up audience and income. The platform knows this. YouTube has replaced every viewer feedback system it has shipped with something simpler, and has framed each simplification as progress. 5 stars became thumbs up and down. Thumbs down count became hidden. Exact subscriber counts became rounded. The chronological subscription feed became an algorithm. The viewer who watches YouTube in 2026 has fewer tools to evaluate what they are watching, fewer ways to communicate with creators they follow, and less transparency into how the platform works than the viewer who watched YouTube in 2010. That outcome required consistent, deliberate decisions over 15 years. None of them were accidents. YouTube isn't the only platform with a long list of removals its users are still angry about. Every feature Microsoft removed that Windows users are still angry about. It is on screen right now.